Emmanuel Berbari and Suzyn Waldman. And they had an interesting conversation last night as Emmanuel admitted to the world that he's not a big fan of mustard. In fact, he used the word, I believe, vile to describe mustard. And Suzyn stood up for mustard and was, saying, what are you talking about? It's one of the best condiments out there. Now, normally I'm not Switzerland. Normally I don't waffle. I don't, sit on the fence. I have a strong, hard opinion. But when I hear this and I hear them talking about that, I sort of agree with both of them. And I'll explain. I love mustard, but I only like one particular type of mustard. I am a spicy brown mustard guy. On a hot dog, on a knish, I am a spicy brown mustard. I don't like the standard yellow mustard. It's kind of blah, meh, it's mid to me. Honey mustard is absolute rubbish. I can't stand. I think it's disgusting. Honey mustard is hideous. I will not eat that with a chicken tender. I go hot sauce. I go barbecue sauce. I'm not doing honey mustard. I don't like Dijon mustard either. So I kind of understand where Emmanuel was coming from that perspective, because I don't like yellow honey or Dijon. I'm just a spicy brown mustard person. But my question to Emmanuel next time I see him, or I'll text him about this, is like, so what are you doing with a hot dog? You cannot just put ketchup on a hot dog. If you are above the age of 8 years old, you cannot have just ketchup on a hot dog. You know who does that? Evan. You know what boat you never want to be in with? Evan. You can't just have ketchup on a hot dog. Now, you could go mustard and ketchup. That's totally acceptable. That's fine. Mustard, ketchup, not a big sauerkraut guy. Don't like kraut. Don't like the taste of it. Not in the mix. But throw a little onions on there, whatever the case may be, a little relish. I'm good with that. But what are you putting on the hot dog? What are you putting on the hot dog? You can't eat it plain either. That's ridiculous, because then it's, basically bologna. So you have to have something on it. So I agree with sort of both of them there. Like I said, I'm not normally Switzerland, but I'm a spicy brown mustard type of guy. But I'm also a massive condiment person. My wife, forget about it, as I've talked about her a million times. I mean, how many damn different Caesar dressings do we need to have? There's about 10 of them in our fridge. But I love the hot sauce. I love the barbecue sauce. Ranch, I have a love-hate relationship with. I'll be honest. Depends on what side of the bed I wake up on. I love ranch. I hate ranch. I'm kind of hot and cold when it comes to ranch. But huge condiment person. So anytime I hear somebody knocking a condiment and calling it vile, I got to take a little offense to that. But there are certain mustards I don't like. So, but he kind of blanket statemented it. But spicy brown to me is the king of all mustards. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Nick is in the Bronx. What's up, Nick?
Yeah, I agree with you. Spicy brown.
Yes.
All right, one thing on Rodgers and one thing on Douglas.
Go.
The thing you kind of hit it in your opening. I think when they just had their practices, I think he told the team, but they decided to keep it quiet, because when they talked to Taylor today, by him saying, no, I didn't know it, it was dropped. If he would have said, oh, yeah, we knew he wasn't coming, then they would have said, do you know where he is? And more guys would have got questions. So I think you kind of hit it where they knew he wasn't going to be there, and they just didn't want to say anything. As far as Douglas, since he's been the GM, when they're talking with Reddick, there's only one guy, I forget which trade it was. I read something in the paper, I think it was back in 2019. Anybody 29 or older, he's never extended them. So I think they're doing the same thing with Reddick, and it says that he never speaks this time of the year. That's why with Saleh today, he was just pushing everything over to ask Douglas, he doesn't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Nick. Listen, it's just ass backwards with the Jets. It's just the same old, same old. And you're right. I think Aaron Rodgers probably told Saleh a few days ago. They didn't want to tell anybody because they don't want to get it out there. But the Jets just make every single thing worse. We have two very, very special guests right now. Emmanuel Berbari and Suzyn Waldman on to talk condiments with your boy here. Suzyn, Emmanuel, yes, can you hear me?
Of course we can hear you. I mean, I'm thinking this is the greatest lead-in to Yankee baseball ever. We're having a mustard discussion. And you asked Emmanuel, he only puts sauerkraut on hot dogs.
Plain or sauerkraut?
Plain or sauerkraut. Now, I like any kind of mustard, but I won't put anything that has calories in it. So no honey mustard, no barbecue sauce, no sugar, so no ketchup, and certainly no relish. This all started because relish won the hot dog race yesterday.
Right.
That's how this all started. But I think this is the greatest lead-in to Yankee baseball ever.
It really is, and I was so happy that relish beat mustard, and that's what stemmed our conversation.
This is how this started, and I said, what? And I said, who are you, Michael okay. You don't like condiments, but it's people are very peculiar. So you don't like any of that other stuff either, right, Tommy?
No, I'm just more of a spicy brown guy. I don't like yellow mustard or honey or Dijon. Emmanuel, are you not a horseradish guy either? Because that's what I'm thinking why you don't like mustard.
On hot dogs?
No, just in general, because I feel like when you say it's mustard could be vile, like a spicy brown has that horseradishy type of taste to it.
Icky. It's vile.
Not icky. It's not vile.
It's not snot. It's not a loogie.
By the way, Tommy, I got to say, you said honey mustard is low on your pecking order.
Oh, it's absolute rubbish. I hate it. I think it's
honey
gross.
mustard is the only mustard I would ever consider.
He loves honey mustard.
Because it's sweet. It's the only mustard I would ever consider putting on something.
But it's got sugar in it. Honey is sugar. Sugar equals poison.
Maybe as I get a bit older, it'll all grow honey mustard.
That I would disagree with. I love sugar. But to me, when something's sweet, that's for dessert. I don't like sweet with my
Wait a
savory.
minute. Relish is sweet. That's not for dessert.
You know what? You're right. You got me on that one. I do love relish.
But sugar, don't ever forget, Tommy, and sugar equals poison.
Well, I'm going to forget that because I love sugar, Susan. It is a guilty pleasure.
Well, this also
Not
started because Kansas City has the best soft pretzels in the world.
Ooh, love me
They're
a soft
so
pretzel.
good that you don't need the mustard on them. So this is the discussion that's going on here. This is what we do for preparation.
No, this is what I always say. Everybody can relate to condiments. Maybe not everybody's a Met fan, not everybody's a Yankee fan, not everybody's a Giant fan, but everybody loves condiments or lack thereof with Emmanuel that only puts, what do you only do on a hot dog? Sauerkraut?
Only sauerkraut, or I just do a plain.
But plain is bologna, Emmanuel.
It doesn't need a condiment, Tommy.
But when you go plain, that to me is bologna. You got to throw something on there.
He
If
put
the hot dog's
sauerkraut
good,
on
I put sauerkraut is very good.
Okay,
do not disrespect
here's
sauerkraut.
something that both of you need to know. I've had this discussion in the Fenway Park press room probably 15 years ago. The Boston writers were arguing about which mustard should be on the table. The late Nick Cafardo despised dark mustard, and he thought only the yellow mustard should be on, and they thought it was vile, and they only wanted the dark. So this evidently is a big baseball argument. It's been going on for 20 years.
It's an evolving discussion.
And there will never be a winner like most discussions that we have here on the station. All right, guys. Thanks for checking
Tommy.
in. Yep.